What's up, everybody? Brant Phillips, Real Estate Fundamentals. So today we're talking about the reasons for rentals. So here's something I see happen all the time. People get into real estate investing, they read a couple books, they think owning a bunch of rental properties, big, sexy cash flow cows these things are. And I'm not saying that rental properties are not great. They can be, but I see the opposite happen. I see real estate investors get in with a lot of misconceptions and misnomers about rental properties, and they end up just regretting every rental property that they bought. They have the wrong expectations, and some of them lose their entire portfolios because they're not able to really manage them, and they didn't buy them right. They misunderstood cash flow. They didn't know how to leverage these properties, and they really didn't know how to create the outcome that they really wanted from them. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my reasons that I invest heavily in rental properties. It doesn't mean that it's all great. A lot of it, to be quite honest, it's not. But so I think that's even more so reason that you need to watch this video series if you're interested in rental properties. And I'm going to give you my reasons for buying and holding rental properties.
All right, everybody, so let me know if you can see the screen and check out my audio. Let me know if you can hear me, if everything sounds good, and we are going to dive into the reasons for rentals. All right, Mr. Rolf Peltz, Mr. Action Taker, I see you out there in the interwebs, in the social medias, the Faceograms and the Instabooks, as I like to say around my soon-to-be teenage son, around his friends and nephews, so that it really embarrasses him that daddy tries to be hip, but butchers it most of the time. Anyways, good deal. Looks like we are going to go live. I'm going to let you guys know I'm a little under the weather. So just a heads up on that, okay? I've got some Starbucks here and my gallon of water that I drink every day. All right, cool. So it doesn't look like this thing's going to record for me, so hold on a second. All right, so we're not going to record today, so never mind. All right, so the last thing I want to make sure, if you guys can let me know, if you've got the full screen, you should get a full screen of reasons for rentals. If that's what you see, give me a little thumbs up. All right, cool. So I'm running a couple different screens here and just want to make sure we have the right screens. All right, so boom, let's dive into it. So reasons for rentals. So why am I doing this webinar? So time and time again, people ask me, like, you know, they're kicking tires. Should I invest in rental property? Is it really everything I've heard it to be? And one, I don't know what they've heard it to be. That could be either good or bad, or, you know, who knows what. But a lot of people I know of stay on the fence, right? Like, I'm not really sure. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. So what I'm going to do is just kind of lay out some reasons for rentals, and many of these are the reasons that I chose to get into rental property. Some of these reasons I didn't even know at the time, but since I've been doing this for 10 years now, I've learned and discovered more things about rentals, things that I really, really like. And I've also discovered some things that I don't like, but that's okay, because they still, I think I'm going to lay out a pretty compelling argument for you to consider, you know, taking some action and purchasing some rental property. And I tell people, friends, family members, of course my students, you know that, but friends and family members is like, I think everybody should have a little bit of rental property. You know, you don't need to have 100, but why not get one or two? So just take this conversation that we're going to have today as you know, things to consider about your own business, your own investments, your own, you know, net worth, and we're going to dive into this thing and give you some things to really think about and ponder, because to me it's a no-brainer. You know, I'm biased, of course, but that's me. And then I'm going to go over I've got some training and things like that we'll talk about at the end. Very, very soft pitch, nothing hardcore or anything like that. But I'm going to offer something for those of you who stick around, and those that you who signed up and watching this live. I promise you some bonuses, so I won't forget about that either. All right, so reasons for rentals. So let's start with the money aspect. So one of the big things with rental property and investment property in general is that you have the ability to leverage. So the ability to leverage is called by Robert Kiyosaki as the number one skill of an entrepreneur. The number one skill of an entrepreneur is the ability to raise money. So rental property lends itself well, no pun intended, but it lends itself well to leverage money to purchase it and own it. So let's just face the facts, right? Like, the game has changed. The traditional model of saving for retirement and working this job and relying on your company or 401k to provide for you and your family when you get older. It, for the most part, I know there's some exceptions. There's the upper middle class that may work, but for the most part, like, that doesn't work anymore because one of instability of corporations. Since the 401k was introduced, like, companies don't really take care of employees like they used to, and the way that government prints money and with inflation and all these things, like, we have to create some type of leverage in our wealth building strategy to really get ahead. Because if you're just saving, you're most likely losing money. You're just like breaking even, like you're just staying with inflation. So rental property allows us to leverage money. What do I mean by that? So we primarily purchase all of our investment properties, whether they be rentals or flips, with private money. And so we purchase them, not only the cost of the home, but the cost of the home and repairs we purchase with private money. Then what do? We take that initial investment, say it's $100,000 total investment, and we refinance that with a bank to secure long-term financing that we can fully amortize and fully pay off. And so we've leveraged that money. We essentially recycle it. The lender's money is returned to them. We make monthly payments on the time whenever we're borrowing that money, and then all the capital is returned. We essentially recycle it, leverage the bank's long-term money, and then put the private lender's money back into play in the marketplace. So the ability to leverage money is incredibly, incredibly powerful.